Welcome back, RugbyHub viewers. Goody, pulling the eyebrows. Guys, it's
Uh-huh.
round two of the Six Nations. We are excited. Hope you guys are excited. What a first round it was, Goody. Hey, I mean, if you guys haven't
Yeah.
seen it, we've done a bit of a review on our brand new Spotify podcast. Go and check it out. The link will come up shortly, and you can also
Mm.
check it out in the link below and also on the socials. But, Goody, how are you, my friend?
I'm doing great, Gabsy. Yeah. Actually, I enjoy those Spotify. I mean, it just gives us a bit more time to chat and actually analyze the games, analyze the players. As you said on that in Spotify um reviews that we do after each week, we do the Lions team of the week according to, which players performed well and not. So yeah, guys, tune into that and give us your thoughts
Yeah,
on
and I
those
saw
as well.
also
Gabs.
Dan Bigger commented there on that one latest episode. So, guys, you should definitely go and check it out. Definitely worth going
Yeah.
to check it out. Just put in Rugby Up on Spotify and go and give us your comments, please.
But Gabsy, on a more serious note, the Six Nations this weekend was a lot of fun. I'm so glad that it's back. I'm so glad that this weekend again we can watch Six Nations and international rugby. We got some great games. Probably the highlights is going to be England versus France at Twickenham. I'm going to talk a little bit about the team that has been selected by Steve Borthwick for that one. And then we got probably the wooden spoon decider with
The
Italy and
opener.
Wales, the opener, Italy and Wales, and then ending it off with Scotland and Ireland. So I mean, a lot of fun to be had this weekend. I'm pretty much ready to
Yeah.
dive into it.
Great. Let's go straight for it because that Scotland Ireland game is only on Sunday afternoon at,
Mm,
well, that's 5 p.m. South African time, so 3 p.m. UK time. Meaning that we don't have the teams yet, so we'll obviously
mm.
make some assumptions and discuss that at the end of the episode. Probably not spend too much time on the first game, but let's talk about it. The wooden spoon game, Italy versus Wales in Rome. Massive
Mm.
game, eh? Massive game.
Big game, but every year I think we say, okay, it's going to be a tight game. It's not going to be tight at all. I think Italy is going to wipe the floor with Wales. Sorry to say this to the Welsh fan, Dan Bigger, if you're listening again, couldn't care less, mate. Wales is going to take a hit on this one, and it's like if you look at how Italy actually played last week against Scotland, they were great. Maybe they didn't fire all the shots that they had on attack, but that center combination between Menoncello and Breaks, they are on fire. You gotta love those two. And I think if you look at the counterpart of Tompkins, obviously great outside center, and then I think new inside center this week coming in is Eddie James. I don't think he played last week, but
No.
nevertheless, I mean now you can say for the first time like these two Italian centers and a lot of these Italian players are actually a cut above the Welsh. Don't you agree?
In terms of experience, definitely. I don't know what
On
these guys
quality.
have got up there. I don't know what they've got up their sleeves. I do think, what will this be
They've
now?
got
We talked
Italian
about
pizza
it.
recipes, brother, and they're gonna
I mean,
dish
we've
out
been
that
talking about
Italian.
this. We've been talking about this for quite some time. The last few times we've talked about a preview game where Wales is playing, we talked about yet again another record-breaking, extending losing streak.
They're
And
going for 14 in a row, bro. That's 14.
that's
They're
14
gonna get
games
served
without a
another
win.
loss on a platter,
And we're talking about
unfortunately.
a
Look, I
team who's actually won the Grand Slam on multiple occasions. It's quite sad, you know.
recently.
Um, so Guri, on a serious note, so what do we think will happen in Rome on Saturday afternoon at 3:15 Central European time? Is there any chance
Italy's
for
gonna take this
Wales
one.
to buy
Well,
money
they
for it?
do have Talupe Faletau coming back in, which moves Wainwright to the bench. Still got Josh Adams there, so there's still some experience.
I mean, don't
I
forget about
think,
Liam Williams at 15. They specially paid the big bucks to bring him back from Japan.
but I mean, these are guys that we already know. It's time for the rest of the younger lads to follow guys like this who's done it, and to follow guys like Jack Morgan. But
Jack
until that,
Morgan.
yeah, until I see that, I'm going to say no. It's going to be a
Yeah.
comfortable victory by 10 to 12 points at
Yeah, I mean,
least,
if I just look
with a
at
bonus
this team
point for
sheet,
Italy.
it's very difficult to see, even the way Italy has played against Scotland and Edinburgh, it's very difficult to see how this Welsh team will really turn things around.
No.
Second game away. I'm gonna have to back you there just purely because I'm also really backing this exciting Wales backline. Obviously, we've seen how consistent
Italian
Tommaso Allen
backline,
was.
you would say.
Sorry,
Yeah.
Italian backline. Yeah, it's been a long
Yeah.
day for me. As you can see, I've been in the sun all day. I'm not going to say where I've
It's been a
been
long day
because
on the
it's
golf course.
yeah, it's been a long day at the
Been a
golf
long
course. That's
day.
true.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, for me, honestly, I'm gonna have to say if Tommaso Allen keeps slotting those kicks over from
Hmm.
all over the park, puts
Like he
the
has
scoreboard
been
pressure,
doing.
scoreboard ticking, boom, 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 and if Capuzzo and Diana could actually be a bit more
Get some
entertaining
on
this
ball.
weekend.
Hmm.
Exactly. I would imagine that Italy could put this one to bed. I'm going to go by exactly 9 points. And yeah, that's guys,
Very
let us know what you
specific.
think will happen. Score predictions. Dan Bigger, please let us know what you think.
Yeah.
And then, Guri, you said match of the weekend. I think Scotland, Ireland could be debatable, also a big one. England made some big, big calls, mate. Obviously, we've got fucking Intermac out, but let's talk about England quickly for a second.
These are big calls. But in all fairness, Borthwick made big calls last week as well when he put, three open side flankers on his back row. This
He
year,
did the
or
same
this
thing.
time around, looks a bit different. He did the same thing and just swapped them around a little bit, I guess, right? So where's Ben Earl playing
The
now?
Ben Owens at 7, Tom Willis at 8. I mean,
Yeah,
Tom Willis also plays 7 lots of the times, but yeah.
yeah, exactly. If they can only bring Jack Willis over, that would be a different story. Then I would say there's a lot of beef. But Gabs, I don't 100% understand the changes made. I think Caden Murley is injured, so in comes Ollie Slytholm, if I'm not mistaken, right?
Yeah, but I
And
mean,
then moving,
it's sad, like you said it also in the review for those of you check it out on Spotify. But you mentioned it. You made some rookie mistakes. I've actually watched that game again to see these mistakes. Of course, he
he had a
was
mixed
involved in
bag.
a try assist. He scored a fairly straightforward try on debut. Great
Mm,
debut, but he's also made some rookie mistakes. So
yeah.
maybe he's just been rotated.
He was no, he was caught out a few times. He is injured, but he had a mixed bag.
Okay.
You can't fault his effort though. But okay, what I really want to get to, Gabs, is why would you move Marcus Smith to fullback? Why would you do it? I mean, he's been the best 10 basically in the competition this previous round. Um, yeah, yeah. I
It's
think
because he's so
Marcus will
good
play
when
kind
he's
of well.
last line of defense, mate. Obviously, like they put him at
No,
50.
I think that's exactly why you should not have him there. Don't give him those one-on-ones. It's unnecessary. I mean, this guy
I
plays
don't
with
agree. I'm
confidence, and you
surprised
take that
myself, hey.
confidence away from him when you put him now in a position like that, just to have him in the team. Once again, Steve Borthwick, he hasn't built the reputation for making good coaching choices just yet because they've been falling short for a lot of these games. I mean, so no, I don't back that at all. Finn Smith is a very talented player, but just keep it as it is. I mean, why go too weak with something like that now? Anyways, they've
Yeah, I
got
mean,
the
you could easily have just put Elliot Daly in there. He's on the bench, and then just kind of put Marcus Smith back on
Elliot
10. And
Daly might turn to dust on the field on Saturday if he goes out there. That's how old that
yeah,
guy
I
is.
mean, but
But
he's
okay,
still he's
nevertheless,
still
we
good.
have we have a French team that comes there that means business. Individually, they are peaking at the moment. They're performing individually extremely well, and as a team, they're kind of getting there as well. So, no, I think this is going to be a very tough match for both sides, and I think England, with the home crowd behind them, can actually stun France if France has an off day. Wash my hands. That's it. Heard it here
Guri,
first.
thank you for that lovely insights there on the English team. Obviously, you've done your homework. I will also just point out from my side, I'm also quite surprised with Smith at 15. Otherwise, fairly steady team. Obviously, a couple of
France.
interesting choices. Tom Willis at 8. And yeah, I see also that ex-captain Jamie George was coming off the bench. But let's go over
Mm.
to France. Yeah, obviously, talking point of the week. So Roman Hintermack had his hearing on Wednesday, and it seems like initially was handed a 6-week ban, and that has been how do you want to say this? That's been
You can downgrade it to like 2 weeks
downgraded to,
because
yeah, well, it's been pulled back to like 3 weeks, and it might even be less because he doesn't really
mm,
have a like record for such offenses. And now he might even go to tackling school, like our good friend Owen Farrell, who's no longer playing international rugby. Um, to actually make it just a 2 week ban. And if you watch the replay, I don't know if we can throw that replay in here somehow. Giving you some homework. No,
It
I'm
was
joking.
brutal.
But if
Tucked
you
arm,
watch that replay, it's
fully deserved red
definitely
card.
at least. If that was Makazole Mapimpi, he would be in jail right now. It's a 4 week ban, 5 6 week ban. Missed the rest of the
Yeah,
tournament.
my pimpy getting in the crossfires.
Yeah, but I
But
mean,
no,
he's got
I
a
agree.
flipping hell of a ban for just a little shovel. Anyways, so I think, yeah, that's obviously a major call. I mean, he gets what he deserves. He's going to be banned for a few games, but straight into the action comes, you know, the great Jalibert with his best friend Puna. You would
Mhm.
wonder if they strategically didn't start these guys together in the first game, but obviously that's not
Well,
possible
as you know,
because
these guys don't play off the bench. It's according to them, they don't
they
play for
start
France if they
together.
come off the bench. Pinot was injured. He's back now. So you got Louis Bielbiere, who's a freakish superstar. And then you got Pinot on the other side with Ramos at the back. So that's 100% fine. That's
It's
a
a
great
World
back three.
Cup backline without the centers, but it's a very strong team. I
Yeah,
mean,
exactly.
I
And then
don't
you got
see
Jalibert as well.
any
And their
way,
forwards are magnificent. And then on the bench, you
yeah,
got my favorite Nolan Legarec. I mean, this guy is a nappy scrum half to watch out for. I mean, he's got to
Silva,
keep Luku
yeah.
out and he's got to keep Baptiste Serran out. But this Legarec
And
kid
Rory
is
Cocker.
one
Don't
to
forget
watch.
about Rory Cocker. He's also got to keep Rory
Don't bring
Cocker out.
Cockett in the crossfires again. Anyways, Gabsy, let's move
Very,
on. We
yeah.
got
Score,
the.
just a quick score prediction there. You can't get out of that score prediction because I know you have a bit of
I think
French
I think
love. I can see
England. I think
tonight you're
England
wearing a
is going
turtleneck.
to. England's going to win by 2 points.
Saying that with your black turtleneck. It's very French of you. Um, I will definitely say that England's going to bring the heat, but I somehow feel the magician himself, we haven't even mentioned in this episode,
Can't
Dupont
mention him every
will
week.
do
The Paul.
something. He
Mm,
will do something, and I think France will just edge the victory over there. So
mm.
let's go then into. It's okay that we disagree sometimes. Don't feel so offended. But
I'll call you
let's
afterwards.
go over to the game where we don't know the lineups yet, and let's quickly wrap it up
Mm.
with probably also a very crucial game in the bigger picture, the grander scheme. What do you say? The grander scheme of
The
things.
grand scheme of things, yeah.
Yeah, so I think it's going to be a very important game. I mean, the big question is, can Scotland really beat Ireland on Sunday at Murrayfield? Yes, they can, but will it happen?
Yeah, I think just Ireland is just they're too good at the moment. If you look at last week, right, when they played against England, they
Mm.
were under a lot of pressure in the first 60 minutes. But they're just like any good team, a well-coached team. They just grind out wins. They just finish the job. And then that's exactly what they did in the last 20 minutes. Dan Sheehan came on, made a hell of a difference. Some of these guys came on, made a big, big difference. So no, they're just too much quality. I don't
Do we
think
expect
Scotland,
Jack
unless
Crowley to get into the starting lineup this weekend?
I think it's not necessary. I think they can start with Sammy P again. But if just for some comfort, I would say going into the game, I think Crowley is probably your best option. But for the rest, I'll keep it very consistent. I don't know if McCarthy is still injured. That lock, he's a freak. I love him. I think Dan Sheehan is probably going to start. But for the rest, it's maybe Tide Furlong. I don't know if he's back from injury, guys. We need to see the teams, unfortunately. But I mean, there's enough there to bury Scotland, unfortunately, at Murrayfield. It's not going to be a walkover. It'll
Yeah.
be by 10 points. But yeah, Scotland was just misfiring against Italy last week. They couldn't really find their
Yeah,
groove.
I'm gonna go for the upset of the weekend. I think Scotland's gonna take this one this weekend.
Ooh
I
la
think they can do it
la.
because I
We can
love my
disagree
Scottish
sometimes,
brothers.
Gabs.
Yeah, I love my Scottish brothers. I do think that we might see some changes in that lineup. I mean, you pointed it out
Which
pre-pod.
Scottish lineup or
Yeah, Scottish lineup. You pre-pod, you pointed it out. I do think I've also read it that Tom Jordan might come into 12. It's not
Would have
like
been nice.
I don't think it's
Stafford McDowell
necessary.
was nowhere,
Yeah,
unfortunately,
but I
last
don't
week.
think he's a
He was
bad
very
player. I
solid.
think he deserves a second chance, just the same way that Sammy P might get a second chance. But let's see. We
Uh,
don't know the team, so I don't want to make too much speculation on it. I do think the way Scotland found a way to win that game against Italy, even though you can't compare
mm,
Italy to Ireland at all, if they come into this game this weekend fired up and somehow suffocate Ireland and stay in the fight, they've got that home ground advantage. You've got
yeah,
Finn Russell, who definitely needs to perform better this week than last
yeah.
week. And yes, Finn, if you're watching the episode, my brother, last week wasn't your best performance.
No,
Um,
brother.
and
But if you have
definitely,
guys,
yeah,
sorry, Gabs, if you have guys like Rory Dodge, who puts in a performance like he did last week, and Matt Fagerson, then yes, I think Scotland could stand a chance to slow down that breakdown and put
yeah,
the 10 under pressure and Jameson Gibson Park under pressure. But these guys, they just find a way to win. Anyways,
I agree with you.
guys, let
I
us
agree
know
with you.
if
But
you
let's
guys
see. Let's see.
disagree or agree with us. What do you think of the lineups? Who's going to take the wins this week? And yeah, we're looking forward to hear more from you guys. Gabsy, it's always a
Yes,
pleasure.
please tell us what you like, tell us what you don't like, and thank you for tuning in. Guri, it's been fantastic. Enjoy the rugby, guys.
Ciao.